Hi guys. I'm
Hap-
so excited.
Happy after party.
Have happy after party. Okay,
This is a
guys.
finale. This is a big deal.
I love a good after party, especially a finale after party. This was an absolute shit show of an episode, and
Oh my
I
god.
kind of just like being back in this chair.
That's my chair.
Girl. Yes.
Okay, this is some weird shit tonight. Debbie might have to agree with you here. There's a lot we have to dissect really quickly. Again, if you want to remind people, the big recap, the real recap is tomorrow at noon on Up and Adam Channel 1 with Chrissy Balls and Ricky
1 p.m.
Cornish. Oh, 1 p.m. Just kidding. 1 p.m.
Yes. So tomorrow with Chrissy Balls and also Ricky Cornish, which I'm so excited about because they're both, I mean, obviously they're on top of their shit. That's all I have to say.
Yep.
Best chair in the world, and I'm sitting in it, and I'm just chillaxing.
You certainly are. You certainly are. Okay, well, who wasn't relaxed was everybody on that cast tonight. That was crazy. So we start off in the episode with 12 hours after the shit show of the finale, and you get to see everyone breathe for a second, and then we rewind to this amazing freaking Irish party that was ruined faster than you can say Real Housewives of New Jersey. Holy shit.
Are you reading from like cue cards?
No, I'm not reading from anything. I'm right here. See my little icon? Here I am.
You're an ex-con. I'm an icon.
Let me,
Okay.
but I have some notes because this is where God, I always feel like my jersey comes. I have some notes. Because this is what we do. I ask you some questions. Like Dolores and Paul are having a big Irish wedding with the singers, with the dancers. Everyone comes dressed to impress, except.
Oh shit, hold
Oh
on.
man, come on, you got it.
Hold on. Everybody comes dressed to impress except
Someone missed the mark, girl. Who missed the mark?
oh no, it was Frank Catania's Britney. Oh man, Britney was going to a Britney Spears impersonation event.
Hey, at
And
least everyone spoke English at the Irish party.
she's so nice though, you know what I mean? Like she still looked great. It just seemed like, you know what though? The thing is, you know what's fucked up about this is a lot of the guys had the same hat on and they were able to pull it off in the prohibition time. So why can Brittany as a woman not be able to pull it off? That's
Okay,
some
it's not that
bullshit.
deep. It's not that deep. It's just
Yeah.
something I
That's
noticed.
some
Listen,
bullshit.
listen, Brittany's cool. We like her. We'll see more of her. Of course, everyone was impressed with this party. I was impressed with this party. You know, I like the James Bond house. I can't get enough of it.
Now they're selling it.
I know that's sad because they're looking for a new house where they can like be together, hopefully married. But I mean, we got to jump in here. I'm jumping in as fast as possible because we really got to get to um, a lot of what transpired here. So we get to the party. Everyone arrives. Melissa asked Danielle why she cried at the shower because Rachel and Margaret thinks that she cries too much. And Danielle said she had a lot on her mind.
Well, I think that Rachel and Margaret are trying to make it seem in this moment, or not trying to make it seem, but I feel like they feel like Danielle is constantly making a moment that is somebody else's moment about herself. When I think that for Danielle, she's looking at this like, I'm just trying to say that I can sympathize, empathize, and maybe that is my moment where I'm bonding somebody or bonding with somebody like Teresa because they're bonding over the whole fucked up brother situation.
Yeah, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
do you think that Rachel, now my next question is, do you think Rachel and Danielle um, are able to carry a friendship after they tried to make amends? Because Danielle wanted to make things right with Rachel.
Yeah. I think honestly, I feel like Bo Dietl and Louis can too.
Okay, we haven't gotten there yet because I'm
Oh.
like I'm trying to warm up us, like just give you a little
Warm
warm up
us
question,
up.
warm us up. Just give you a little few questions first, because everyone's arriving, including Louis and Teresa, and Louis makes it a point because we saw him so worked up at the end of last episode, like so
It's a little
worked
odd.
up. It was odd. It was odd. But you walk in and you take that work up, and now you're not talking to Joe Gorga because you worked yourself up. And it just seems weird. Even Frank Catania was like, yeah, he came in a little short. What do you think of that moment? Should he have said hi?
I mean, yeah, obviously now at this point that you're coming in there and you don't say hi, you're creating the space in that situation. At the end of the day, I feel like one, they all know that this is a finale that they're filming, so they know there's going to be drama. And two, I really feel like Louis went into that situation based off of the conversation that he had with Teresa. Louis went in there with a hard on, knowing that he was going to go after Joe in some capacity, or at least get into some sort of altercation with Joe. But I honestly think that Joe knew that he was going to be in some sort of altercation with Louis too, because if you go back to my interview with Melissa Gorga, she said that she knew from the very beginning of the season that they were going to wait until the finale party to drop this whole Laura bomb of her in the back seat of the car with some other guy.
Lord
So
have
this shit was
mercy.
coming.
Lord have mercy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And Danielle was a pawn.
Well, okay. So one of the is she though? Does she know she's a pawn?
Did Tom Schwartz know that he was
Okay. Oh, so a decoy. Yeah.
a
Okay. I
decoy?
understand. I'm not sure though. I don't know.
And also Renee Glover, that's a great question too. Why did Louis hire a PI for what? Karma, it's coming.
Well,
I mean,
okay. So who's collecting the arsenal here? Margaret or
but
Louis?
also there's not red. I mean, there are not red flags on other people's shit. Like that shit is out there. If you look at Jennifer Aiden and her husband, we know that Bill hooked up with another woman. He probably hooked up with multiple other women since he was capable of doing that in the first place. Then you have Joe Gorga and Melissa Gorga. They always get in some sort of thing with like people talking about something with business or selling their homes or flipping their homes, but it's not really anything that deep. So whatever he's going after, it just makes it seem strange, because if you look on page 6 or any other media, whatever major media outlet, it's red flags about Louis, not anybody else. So it's like, is it the one who's pointing and doing the most barking that has the most to hide? That shit just eats me
Uh,
up inside. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either, but who hires a private detective?
Not
And
me.
then you have the audacity to sit down at a table in front of Jennifer Aiden, by the way, who I'm really enjoying this season. I don't know how you feel, but like, kind of doing a little turnaround on Jennifer Aiden. She's great TV. She's funny.
I really
Um,
like Jennifer Aiden.
especially when she was panicking when Danielle's like, I have to tell Melissa what I heard in Ireland. It's eating me up. It's not going to come from you. But of course, we all know where it's coming from.
Right, and I thought it was fun when Danielle walked up to Jennifer Aiden and she's like, "I gotta tell Melissa." She goes, "Danielle, no, no, no."
Like, oh
But
no,
then
I
again,
wouldn't do
it
that.
really goes back to the whole fact. I swear to God, in my mind, and I don't swear to God, that's so bad, but I swear in my mind on Jason's life that I feel.
Girl,
Oh, sorry.
okay.
Let me. I swear that I feel like they actually did know that this was going to come out at the finale, because you remember when I told you about Lisa Vanderpump outside smoking on the patio with Ken?
Yes.
And it was the finale, and they were like sitting there and she was smoking a cigarette and she's like, "Oh my God, we're not going to have another season like this. Nothing's happening. It's not interesting enough. They're not giving us anything." And that was the season where Stassi ended up walking out, and that was like the big moment, which was not. Um, but here we are, season 10, guys, going into season 11. But for this night, I feel like the entire cast knows that they need to bring it. And Jennifer Aiden, it benefits her, and Teresa to some extent, because this also plays into what we're about to get, which is the wedding spinoff. So now we're already getting the basis for the wedding spinoff and all the drama to come, just like the segue from Vanderpump Rules to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and vice versa.
Yeah, crazy.
I
It's
know.
craziness. I want to go back to that last scene. I know we'll jump around a little bit here, but just the fact that Louis had the balls to sit down in front of Jennifer Aiden, in front of Dolores. I don't know why I give her two names, Jennifer Aiden and Dolores. Um,
Jennifer Aiden.
you have this conversation, and you're like, you know what? You don't get as successful and be around as successful of people as I do. God, my English is not working today. By not knowing things. And I got a private detective to find dirt on everyone in this group. And I'm like, what the hell? Who says that? Who says that to two people, especially who are sitting there supporting you and your soon to be wife? It's weird, right?
Even when he said especially, like, on everybody here, especially, he didn't say verbatim, especially you, but he did. The whole point was implying that it's all of you. Like, I
Yeah.
got all of you. And I look at that kind of weird, because it's like, even like Dolores said, why are you getting a PI on everybody? But then the whole time, like you said, you're claiming that Margaret Josephs is the one holding out over here in an arsenal when you're hiring private investigators. That shit's weird. And I agree with Melissa in the moment where he's talking to her. One, you can't talk to a woman crazy like that. And two, why are your eyes bugging out of your head and your face is turning red when you're
That was a
talking?
little weird. We've seen a lot of like strange behavior just in the past like 2-3 episodes from Louis. You know, like we were talking, I think last week, and we were saying, you know what, Louis growing on us. He's like this guy who wants to make everybody get along and then positive. And then we're out at the shore and he's a bit weird. And the way he talks to Teresa is a bit weird. And then we get to like him sitting on the bed and he's just kind of, I don't know. It's just he works himself up. Kristen, thank you for the super chat, by the way. We appreciate you.
Oh,
But
wait,
what?
hold on. Sorry, for 1 second. I have to get that.
I'm guessing you're going to get the like button. That's exactly what's happening. The like button.
I love this stupid little like button.
It's awesome.
Guys, don't forget to smash the like button and get smashed. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's weird. You're weird.
Wow. You really have like...
Are you messing up my lights now?
I don't know.
It's
All right,
not,
anyways.
it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Get back to it.
Okay, get back to it. Well, during the point in time that Danielle is talking to Melissa,
yes,
Margaret sees her name. She hears her name. She's like, "What is this bitch talking about?" I hear my name and then da 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 da. You know, I hear my name then da 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 da. So she walks over and she straight away. And I gotta say something about Bernice brought this up in the live chat a little bit.
What did Bernice bring up, Jason?
Literally like a minute ago. She says when you go low on Margaret, she hits you with her words, and she goes,
"She's very
I mean,
Candace Bassett."
Ooh, shit. I mean, you do not want to be on Margaret's bad side. She will destroy you with her tongue. It's crazy.
There are only a few housewives that I feel like are really good and able to do that. Candace Bassett, Margaret Josephs, Jennifer Aiden. Like you do have a few that are wordsmiths that you don't want to piss off because they'll totally just eat you alive. But in this moment, I have to be honest here because I love Margaret. But what this came off as, or like to me as a viewer watching the finale, it looked like one of three things. I would like to think that it was her like going over there because she heard her name and she wanted to figure out what was being said and she's kind of hit her wits end. But I really feel like it was either B, because she knew that it was the finale and they were filming and there needed to be a moment, or C, because when you have a reaction like that, it seems like you're trying to hide something. Like, do you just want to get ahead of the Laura narrative? What the is actually happening here?
I don't know, because there's two ways you can look at it. You can look at it that way, or you can look at it as
three ways
if enough
look at it.
Okay, yes. But you can look at it as a point of this woman, you know, Margaret's friend wanted to be on the show, desperate to be on the show. The more you talk about Laura, then you have to bring exactly. The more you have to bring her in or keep talking about her. You know what I mean? And now we're in this spot of like, who said what? Who is responsible for spreading lies? You know what I mean? So
start spreading the news.
Start spreading the lies.
Wait, Barbara said, what about that Gia called Joe and said that he could do better? I thought Teresa did not talk badly about her brother in front of the kids. Now, Gia did deny that, but if Gia called like you said, that's really up because one, unless you can prove, if you don't have video proof of Melissa in the back of the car with somebody, or you don't have like her saying, yes, this happened. I think it's very awkward to call Joe over by himself without Melissa there. It seems like you're trying to hide something and trying to, you know what I mean? It seems like you're trying to like get ahead of it and isolate Melissa out of it. That's how it feels. Because if somebody came to, you know, like me and wanted to say, you know what I mean? Like I would hope that they would just invite us both there so we could just sit there and be like, this is
100% like Lala did to Tom Sandoval in front of Ariana. Or no, Ariana did. Ariana's like, no, let's bring him over. I don't want to do this. Right. Angelique, love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you. Going back though, I think it's crazy that like, okay, if they said that, if Louis and Teresa and even Gia at one point said, you know, you could do better. It's crazy because, you know, it's not like Melissa hasn't been around for, you know, a long time. They have kids, you know, their kids are their cousins. It's like, that's family. Like, so I think like you said, it would have been a better way of doing it to invite both of them over and talk, you know?
I mean, hold on, Jason. I think I just got an idea.
No, Lord have mercy.
Oh, wow. Something
No,
just came to me.
no.
Sorry. I love your little setup. It's kind of basic, but it's great.
Yeah, but it only works for me.
Yeah, I know. It's like I don't know how to set it up,
Yeah.
but good. Okay.
I have your setup where you can just push on and off because that's like the best way of doing it.
Oh, okay. Well, what else you got?
Well, what else do I got? How do you feel about Louis though, like going up to Melissa the way he did? Like Louis was looking
It's
for a moment that
awkward. That's
night.
a red
It's
flag.
weird. Now,
And
a lot
also,
of people are going to say, because I saw earlier in the live chat too, that Joe also gets involved in women's businesses or in their business as well. So,
I mean, the thing is Louis can say the same thing about the video of Joe Gorga at the Gansevoort with Jennifer Aiden yelling at her. You know what I mean? So
mm,
they can both, they both are wrong ultimately. Like if you look at the history, first of all, Louis has a history where there are multiple women who still claim that he has done some crazy horrendous things, and there's not a history of Joe Gorga having multiple women who are coming forward claiming that he's done these crazy horrendous things. But we have seen Joe Gorga have a moment or two on camera where one of the women will say something and he's like, shut the up, you fucking scumbag piece of lying motherfucker, get the white out of your nose, you piece of dirty.
oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. But I mean, remember how him and Kim D went at it?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Him and Kim
Yeah.
D have been at it. Him and Jennifer Aiden have gone at it. Um, him and Teresa. I think that's about it.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just so awkward. God, I had a question and I forgot, but I just think it's crazy. I don't blame Melissa for being so angry because I think if she did hear it and she was holding it in because she didn't want to ruin anything before the wedding, was that true, you think?
That Teresa was holding it in because she
No,
didn't
that
want.
Melissa wasn't holding back her anger towards Teresa and Louis because she wanted the 6 months leading up to her wedding to be peaceful, nice.
I mean, I believe that. I believe that I believe that everybody just hit like their wits in because I believe Melissa, based off of last season when everybody was talking shit about Louis up until the finale, we like Joe and Melissa did not engage. They never really engaged. People would say things and they would just be like, and you would see them give each other the eyes. But this season, Melissa came in with an I don't give a shit attitude. My give a damn is broken. I don't owe you shit. And I am going to kind of move on. And like, I'm sick of it. I feel like you guys are always, you guys being Teresa, because Louis just got here. She feels like Teresa's always trying to take her down, which in history has shown that they have kind of, that has been a thing. And for Louis, she's looking at Louis like this kind of crazy, creepy guy who's in one moment like, namaste. And then the next moment, he's like, who the do you think you are, you piece of
No.
scumbag lying mother? Like that.
That's like your line tonight. That's your line tonight for sure.
Yep.
But
Broken
why though, like, just, like, random thoughts, right? Because we just watched the episode. Why can't Teresa, like, say it and be like, "No, look, it wasn't like that." She walks away from a lot. Like, when she gets confronted with things, she likes to run away.
I know
Similar to Danielle, actually,
it kind of looks guilty.
right?
That's what it looks like. It looks
It's not
guilty.
like you wanna keep your peace. So if you wanted to keep your peace, you wouldn't start shit in the first place, and that goes for both sides.
Yeah, no, it looks like you're trying to run away. And Melissa chasing after her, that's how you can tell that Melissa has hit her like wits in because Melissa, I mean, honestly, I would be pissed if I were Melissa. If you're calling somebody over, now Melissa knows that I don't know if you clocked this, but Louis apparently told Joe that there were multiple men, not just one guy in the back of the car. And Melissa knows that Gia allegedly called Joe, and Melissa knows that Teresa and Louis both had Joe come over. And based off of Joe's rendition of the story, Melissa's hearing her husband say, Louis was very relentless about getting me to come over. I have to come over. You have to come over. You have to come over. Gia's telling me that I should leave you and move on because I deserve better. Teresa's like, oh, don't blame me. And meanwhile, nobody is keeping Melissa in the loop. So if I were Melissa, I would probably give everybody a big fat goth.
Well, I mean, okay, here's a great question from Barbara. This is something that I actually thought about tonight too. How did Joe Giudice become such a wonderful guy now in Teresa's eyes? He said and did horrible things on and off camera.
Well, and you missed time out with your mom. Like she said, one of the biggest things for her throughout I'm sure there were a lot of components, but one of the things that Teresa said hurt her the most was when she got out of prison and her mom shortly after passed away. She said that she'll never forgive Joe for the time that she lost with her mom. And it wasn't just that. She lost time with her daughter. She lost time with her mom, with her father. She was put through like hell for something where she signed documents. I believe that's exactly what happened. She signed documents that he said to sign, and he put her through absolute shit. And then after that, she has to be there for her daughters while he's deported. And I know he has a great relationship with them, but yeah, that's a great question. How is he all of a sudden this like great guy in your eyes when and Joe that's you can forgive him, but
I
you
mean,
can't
listen,
forgive him.
your own brother. Yeah, no,
You
that's
know,
it's kind of crazy. I mean, I like watching the evolution of people, and people change, people make mistakes, people learn, people move on. We're watching
like
that on
you make a
Vanderpump
lot of
Rules.
mistakes, Jason, but you
Girl, you
evolve.
make so many mistakes. It's crazy. Like sitting in my damn chair. No, I'm just kidding. Um, no, it's like you watch on Vanderpump Rules, like the same people who are accusing, Tom, Ariana, Raquel, anybody of doing anything has done it before, so we've watched them grow. We've watched them become something. I mean, Joe Giudice, I think he has like a yacht charter company now in the Bahamas, which is crazy. We
I'm
were just
happy
talking
that Joe
about him the
Giudice.
other day.
I think that it's great that Joe Giudice is doing good, and I think that Joe Giudice did his time, right? Like he
Yeah.
got deported, he did his time. He's missing out on so much with his family. I get
I mean,
it.
he's paying the price.
He's definitely paying the price. So the fact that he's been able to be successful now, good for him. I mean, what do you want the guy to just be like rotting away in Italy or the Bahamas or something, just like having no life, no job, no nothing? No.
Rotting away in the Bahamas, that seems like
No, I mean, I'm saying if he didn't have a job or a career, couldn't sustain himself, like wherever he's at, he's not going to have that great of a quality of life if he can't, like get his shit together. And you don't want that for anybody. It's like you did your time, you sat there, you got king deportation, and there we are.
deportation. Well, I mean, towards the end, Louis runs up. I mean, it's like he wanted to have a confrontation. He came in to have a confrontation.
Yeah.
And I was kind of uncomfortable. And like we were just talking about, like Joe isn't always the best, sometimes when he's talked to people in the past. The energy of coming up to someone like that and how you would point at Melissa, it's strange. It
It's a
gives off
little
weird
scary.
vibes because you
It's
see him
scary.
like lose his shit, like we did last week at the end of the episode. And now we're seeing him lose his shit. Like,
But
how far
then,
does that go?
what's kind of weird about this too is like the fact that his eyes are popping and he's getting like all kind of like Looney Tune a little bit. And then all of a sudden you see where he goes downstairs and says that Joe and Melissa attacked him and tried to start a fight with him, which I was like, wait a minute, that is not what we just watched. And Joe, to be fair, you're screaming at his wife with this crazy ass look on your face, with your face turning red. Like, if Joe says, don't talk to my wife like that, that's, I mean, would you let somebody talk to Teresa like that? And if Melissa's sitting there as a woman being like, yo, why are your eyes bugging out like that? Like, what's going on with you? This is looking a little crazy. And he's like, no, 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 Melissa. Like, it's a little off. It feels a
It's a
little off.
little off, man. It's sad because I hate to watch families, go through this. But I mean, from what we're seeing, I don't know if Melissa and Joe have missed the last wedding. They just missed this one because I'm not sure how long this will last. I mean, it has red flags unless they, I don't know. It's strange. Go ahead, answer this question.
Question, but Joe Giudice seems to be constantly putting Joe and Melissa down. Maybe hatred for him still being in Jersey, not deported. Well, Barbara, couple things here. It is weird because Joe Giudice always says that he has something on Joe Gorga, and he always says that he doesn't say it, and it's something to do with business practices and all of that. Because Joe Giudice claims, "Oh, well, you think that he's innocent? He's not innocent." However, I think if
I mean,
Joe had
can Joe comment on Joe's business practices based on
well,
his?
I think he always says, like, Joe Gorga. I think he tries to allude to the fact that Joe Gorga kind of puts on this, like, look, my life is great, my businesses are successful, which so far from what we know, that's exactly how it is. Like he has a beautiful family, successful in business. And I think that Joe Giudice has always kind of alluded to the fact that there's some shady shit that could potentially be going on behind the scenes. And they
Do you
just
think
always,
that wouldn't have come out by now?
I mean, I think it would have come out by now if it were true. I don't personally think it's true because especially once an investigation went into one of them, there were other people there who were working in similar businesses like construction and stuff like that. So why wouldn't you just mention, you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't just be one singular investigation, I don't feel like. But I don't
Yeah,
know. Because
that's very
especially once you
interesting.
start investigating somebody in the family and you see that like Teresa's now in it, don't you think that the investigators would start looking to see if there's anybody else in the family who might be involved? You know what I mean?
You'd think.
Yeah.
You'd think.
I mean,
Listen, I mean, all I wanna say is, like, poor Dolores, right? Because
her hair looks
Dolores,
really pretty.
oh my god, she looks amazing. Paul looks amazing. I love them together. She has had the best season 13. She has they had the best season ever. I think
Yeah.
she is killing it. I love this party they set up. I love how she feels. You see and feel the energy just exuding off of Dolores this season, especially at this party because she's like, I'm about to show off my new life, who I'm with, what I want, and of course it just goes down into flames.
I know. It
And you
does.
know what? When
But
she was calling Melissa and she was talking to, sorry to interrupt you, but Jennifer and stuff like that, she was like apologizing like a good host would do, but she did not do anything wrong.
no, this wasn't a Dolores problem. Dolores and Polly put on a great party. It was a good finale party. It was kind of like she gets to host a party with her man and she gets to kind of show off like she is the lady of the house. Not show off like, I mean, Dolores gets to show off. I mean, show off like you should. She's proud. You know what I mean? She's proud.
Mhm.
You could tell that she loves this guy. This is their home together now because he invited her to come live there. So she's not staying at her other house. And I love too that she kept her other house. You know what I mean? She's not going to be dependent on anyone. She wants somebody who complements her life. She doesn't want to be taken care of, which is great. I love Dolores and Polly.
Yeah.
My
100
favorites.
and on point. You're so on point that I was like, wow, that is a nice car you're driving.
Yeah. Adam acts like he doesn't like Teresa. I don't know if it's because Melissa came on his podcast. They both came on my podcast. You guys, this is the funny shit all the time. I swear I was just telling Jason about this. It's so ridiculous because I get so many, or maybe I was telling Shaylee. I get so many people, I was telling Shaylee, so many people who on one side, they're like, Adam, you did an interview with Melissa. So I think that's why you're like biased towards Teresa and you don't like Teresa. And then on the other side, I get people who are like, Adam, you did an interview with Teresa. So you're talking about Melissa like she's crazy. And I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, just saying what I see. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not a Gorga or a Giudice Ruelas. You know?
Cheetah. Well, you've also done like 150 something interviews, so that's a lot of sides to be on.
Don't
Um,
shoot the messenger.
don't shoot the messenger. Poor Danielle. She has
Mm.
been shot. The messenger. She is done.
The messenger has been popped.
Bop, bop, bop. Okay, let's move on. We're just left in the same place we started. Like every season, everyone's getting over the whole Melissa Teresa thing. No one can find any kind of like meet in the middle. Let's talk about this. Let's be family. Now we're going to the reunion with the same thing. We've heard that Marge and Jennifer have made some some progress and kind of called a truce again.
Yes.
So we'll see how that winds up. If you had to have a favorite moment from this season, a favorite MVP of the season, and a favorite husband of the season, who would they be? And live chat, if you're in here, activated. Let's go ahead and answer that.
You know, this is really hard. I think that it would have to be.
Are we doing a favorite moment first?
My favorite moment, favorite husband, Jesus Christ. I probably would go with Paul. He's got to be my favorite.
But honestly, he's not a husband. He's not a husband.
He counts.
Okay, he counts. He counts.
Yeah, he counts. So, and then favorite moment would probably be shit. I mean, as shitty as it sounds, it's reality TV, and I really like the explosive moments. I like the kind of chaotic, crazy moments where everybody pops off. I just don't like it. Like, it doesn't need to be crazy, like dark, but like when we get silly moments and you get the jersey out of them, you know what I mean? Like, I like that. So we've had actually Louis popped off more than most of the women this season. No, but seriously, like Margaret, Louis, Jennifer, they're like the top 3 contenders for like the most pop-offs. And then,
Yeah,
right?
I think everyone kind of wins. I think Paul wins the best husband thing. I think the best moment, honestly, of the season, like for me personally, I love the trip to Ireland. I love the pop-offs. I love all that. Favorite MVP of the season?
I think my favorite MVP has to be, because I think that she's getting better at being a housewife and just like navigating everything and just holding her own. Jennifer Aiden is really, really killing it. She really is. Like, I
Yeah, I
understand
mean,
she's messy as hell, but she's been able to have messy as hell kind of like dropped on her doorstep, been able to figure out how to navigate that and come back this season and be like, "Oh, I'm back, bitches. Made the bridges you burn light my way." Like that.
I
She's like
mean,
kind of like, you know what I mean? And she's like, "Joe, stop being or not like Joe, but she's like, Bill, stop being a little bitch and hiding in the pool house." Like, she's all of a sudden, she's like, "I'm not your subordinate." She came in kind of, it's interesting. Like,
I mean,
I like it.
Jen Aiden. I want to give a shout out because I saw someone say Jen Fessler earlier. Great addition as a friend for sure,
Yeah.
100%. Boga Wolf. That's so funny, Laura.
Okay.
She does keep it interesting. I have to agree with you, Laura. Jennifer keeps it interesting, and I've kind of really started to enjoy her more than I have in the past. She's just kind of quirky and fun.
Quirky and
I'm gonna have to
fun.
give that to you, Adam. What are we looking forward to in the wedding special?
A little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little.
The hair.
Yes, a lot of that. Okay. No, I think it's definitely going to be a Bravo celebrity like studded event. Obviously, we're gonna have it's going to be like BravoCon, but Teresa's wedding. I think that there's obviously going to be a lot of drama. It's going to be fun to see the wedding inspired confessionals of like the all white with Gia, the girls, and Teresa and Louis. Obviously, Joe and Melissa are going to be mentioned a lot in this wedding special,
Yeah.
and it's just going to be fun to see how everything comes to life because I would imagine it being over the top and kind of crazy and wild. I want to see, I'm guessing, because you see Louis popping off in the wedding special. Again, Louis always popping off. But you see him popping off in the wedding special, and he's like, if these guys keep posting on Instagram today, I'm going to bury them, which obviously meant that Joe and or Melissa, one of them, was posting on Instagram, like Teresa's crying. He gets wind of it. It's going to be dramatic. The whole thing is going to be dramatic.
No, 100%. But Max, this is something I'm also looking forward to. All the Housewives cameos we are getting next week, from Ashley Darby to Chanel and to Kenya Moore to, I mean, everybody was there. Dorinda, Cynthia. I could go on and on. There's like a whole list. It's crazy. So I'm going to see how I would be interested to see how this carries into the reunion. I think it will be very, very, very interesting.
Yes.
Do you know what we missed? Is that Rachel adopted her stepson.
Jaden.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I love that. Also, what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say, guys, don't forget that the real recap is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern with Ricky Cornish and Chrissy Balls.
Yes. You guys had such a great conversation before. I'm so excited to see you guys back on the screen tomorrow, 1 p.m. Are we missing anything?
Nope, guys. Thank you to everybody for the super chats, super stickers. Thank you.
Seriously.
Guys.
And guys, 440 in the room. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already.
41.
A lot. This is just our fun zone, the after parties.
This is our fun zone after all, Jay.
This is our fun zone
after all. Okay, I'm getting annoying because I need more energy. Coffee.
You're not having coffee now.
Okay. All right, guys. And also don't forget, right after this, all joking aside, because this is some serious shit, Anchor Watch is coming to you live tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be Jason. It's going to be Josh. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And it's
a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Bonne nuit, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye, guys. Love you.